I don't enjoy this track with racing line on, so I can't see myself enjoying it without it.
What up, guys and girls? Another brand new video coming at you today. We are back for another round of the Dynamic Nights Esports Masters tier here on the PS4. We're here for round number 13 here at the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. The third to last round here for this season. 63 points, the gap between Zach Crichton and 40, and Mercedes have got an absolute stranglehold on the constructors, 125 points clear of Alfa Romeo in P2, and you probably could tell where I was in the championship standings, and where Haas are as a team in the constructor standings anyway. But here we are in Abu Dhabi, a track that I've not had much experience around, back only in a Formula 2 car. I know that doesn't have much, it does not give me much use driving around here in a Formula 2 car, because they're quite different compared to a Formula 1 car, but yeah. It's one of my first times around this track in an F1 car. I only had very limited practice as well here, and yeah, you probably saw then as well, my teammate's not off to the flying start here. He's actually crashed out in between, turns 3 and 4 section there, as we now go for a spin and hit the Armco barrier. As there goes Expert in the foreground there, as we just literally just trying to find a gap and get going as quickly as we can, so we don't hold up any traffic behind, which will just pull over to the side here and let everybody just go through here. As Big Cross is doing the exact same thing as well behind there, and the other Williams there. So yeah, so I had no idea what I was putting myself into here. I actually had to borrow a bit of a setup as well from the VSR guys, considering I'm not quite as quick as they are literally these days. So especially when, excuse me, a few of them are qualified for the pro draft. So yeah, they've got much more what's the wording, knowledge of setups than to me. So yeah, I must say a big thank you to the VSR guys, especially to Shanaka Clay, or Shanaka Clay, whichever way he likes to be pronounced, for sending me a couple of different setups for Abu Dhabi. Because I did say to the guys about whether for a PS4 setup, especially. But yeah, in the end, I think I borrowed. Who did I borrow? Odum's setup, I think. Who I think he originally did the setup probably when he maybe first did the game. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, because I know for a fact that he's not done a lot of league racing, or he actually might have retired for the time being. Hopefully, we might see him back in the near future, but. Second run here, as you can see, obviously, it was first run we went out on the soft compounder tyres. Second run, I went out on the medium compounder tyres here. Just this was just more of a precaution should something happen to literally my final run, which I was going to do on the soft compound tyres here anyway. But yeah, first 2 laps were not ideal. I ran wide on the exit of turn 1, obviously invalidated my lap time. Then took too much curb going through turn 2, and again invalidated my lap time. So. Yeah, off to an absolute flying start, as now Swaggy's now retired from the qualifying session. I think he's crashed. Just having a look at the mini-map, looks as if he's just out from the hotel section there, but he might be going to book a hotel room maybe for the next time, but even though there's a race not too far away. But anyway, we're just letting everybody just go through here, and we're going to go for a full lap here of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix circuit. Plus, you can probably hear in the background there, we are back in a party chat for what feels like bloody ages. I think the last time I was in a party chat was probably back at, what was it, Italy. Yes, and yeah, didn't have, obviously I missed a few races, either due to I was tired and didn't feel like racing, and also my internet might have been playing up at times. It's amazing how it goes to the top there. I think it was a 33 lap time he set there at the moment there. So you're going to hear quite a few voices throughout this whole video pretty much. Not including mine. That may change maybe potentially for next season. Not entirely sure what I'm planning on doing as yet in terms of videos wise, but anyway, we're going through the Yas Marina circuit sign onto the second grandstand here on the left hand side there. Sector 1 was about 17.224. I don't think it was too far away from well, originally it was, I can't remember who was sitting on top at the moment. Might have been Zach Crichton, I'm not entirely sure. Might have been Stuart McKenzie, I can't remember, but yeah, we were second sector with about 57.8. I think it was a bit off the the time that's amazing. I said that's El Tonki. I think they just got out of the road there in the Toro Rosso. Nice job from him. And there's one of the Red Bulls off to the left-hand side. Not entirely sure which one, but that was whether it was Dr. Dre or X Revolution. Not 100% sure, but we've managed to get through the hotel section pretty cleanly, and then we're going to make us around the final corner here, turn 21, run it out as far as we can, cross the line. We jumped to P9 with that lap time with a 1 minute 35.876. Not quick, I can understand, but I mean, it's probably the decent lap I could do here anyway. So we're in between, I think, Expert and Swaggy. Or Swaggy Expert, you know, one of those ways anyway. And yes, it is weird because it's a bit of a glitch. I think you'll find Expert. So
it's probably Expert.
So as you can see here, we're going off to the soft competitor tires. You can see we dropped down to P10 at the moment there, and well, we've got a bit of a session. Literally, I had to just quickly get through it there, get every single bit of fuel out, chuck the soft tires on, and just go out there. Even though you saw then that the graphics said that I had insufficient time to make it to the finish, the start finish line, it was going to be pretty tight. And then I realised when I got more close to the hotel section there that I had misjudged my timing massively through there. So yeah, that was a big mistake on my part there, unfortunately there. I think there was a moment there between both El Tonki and Expert, because I think Expert might have been giving El Tonki a bit of a slipstream, and it had failed in the end anyway. So amazing how it gets pole position in the end, so 33.941, pretty decent lap time. Only man into 33s out of Zach Crichton and Stuart McKenzie. And then you got Revolution, Aaron 40, Aussie Wizzy Rick, Gaming Way for Wogboy and Swaggy running it. So we dropped down to P14, and then you go all the way back to Toddy, who did not set a lap time. And Plevs also didn't set a lap time because he had another qualifying ban, hence why he's in, well, 19th in the end. Don't think it was necessarily to do with one incident. I think it was because you usually get a number of points. If you acquire a number of points, you will, I think, acquire a quality ban, which I think Plebs did at the last round back at Monaco.
My dude reckons soft off me.
And anyway, strategy-wise, it's a tricky one, actually, because I think one stop can sort of work, probably if you had got a bit more track position. But
what's your total time?
What's your total time? Excuse me, a two-stop could also work out as well. So it was sort of a bit of a mixed bag around this one. We're going to stick with the two-stop. Going to start on the mediums and then probably go medium softs possibly. It could change potentially throughout the whole race. We'll have to wait and see as we get off for the formation lap.
Right, let's get the car up to temperature on this lap. We're learning the gears, so go through more if you can.
Crossy, get used to looking at this.
I'm actually going to report you for qualifying and beating me. That is so fucking shit. I had a qualifying man still stuck in front of me. I'm going to try and cockpit this race, I think.
Hold on. Why is this what the Masters do? Like, do they all pull off to the left on the straight? What is this supposed to do?
Wait, are you going to commentate this whole race, or are you gonna...
No, I'm like questioning. I'm going down the inside.
Mate, it's a formation lap. You just stay behind the car in front of you. It's not difficult.
Crossy was up the racetrack.
You're right. That's fine.
Nah, you go.
No, you go.
You qualified better than I did.
Yeah, you're right. I did.
Somehow.
Yeah, at the pits and you crashed out. That is better than you.
Oh, no.
Good old bit of banter there. From just decided to let you having a bit of banter in the party chat, and sort of continue between both Toddy and Plebs, because I think Toddy just slightly tapped Plebs right near the end of the formation lap, and unfortunately both of them got disqualified. But yeah, plenty of banter between those two, considering Plebs had qualified him, and yet Plebs had the qualifying ban in the end anyway. So anyway, and Expert may commentate throughout this whole race, you never know. So here we go, we're all set for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. 5 red lights. Let's do it around the Yas Island circuit, and it's a decent start off the line there. We're pulling alongside Bodhod. Expert policing alongside Crossy, as everybody is lagging very much at me. That's off to a fantastic start. Again, this has to do with my internet, as everybody's red Xing there for me. So, yeah, off to a fantastic fantastic start there as well, as it usually does with my internet as well. Going to the inside, as contact between myself and Crossy. Now, that was dead set my fault there, big time there, and immediately I apologise massively to Crossy. That was all my doing there, as he runs very wide at the hairpin there. I just decided, you know what, I'm just going to let, because I didn't want to get a penalty really, whether it was going to be like during the race or post-race. I did not want to really cop a penalty, so I thought just be safe. Let's just play it on the safe side. We got front wing damage, obviously. I think originally I said I blamed it on the lag a little bit, well, everybody red Xing, but yeah, that was more to do. I missed my braking marker there a little bit there. As you can see, there's Gaming Wave is actually red Xing now. This is sort of a thing that does happen quite a bit. If you remember back to the Spain video, Plebs I think had the same thing as well with me, and now I've got the same thing with Wafer. Even though it says he's ahead of me in 19th, he's not actually 19th. I think it's a bit further up the road here, as there's been a bit of dramas here. The Swaggy has now been caught up, as the safety car has actually now been deployed. El Tonki's actually out of the Grand Prix. There he is off to the right-hand side, so he's obviously maybe run wide coming out of the hotel section there. So we're going to take full advantage here of this safety car and come into the pit lane, obviously, because we got the front wing damage there. There's a Swaggy's also coming in, and I wouldn't be surprised if there's a few others that are actually taking advantage of this, because there would have been a fair lot of wing damage to this for sure. There goes a Ferrari. I think that was Spilly, one of the Red Bulls, Dr. Dre. We've actually been parked in a little bit because both McLarens are in the pit lane. Thankfully, when Swaggy went into the pit garage, obviously Aussie Wizzy Rick had left, so that was pretty lucky there. Otherwise, if that had happened like a bit later on, I probably would have been, or if he'd been stuck there a little bit longer, I probably would have been stuck there a little bit. But thankfully, we got away with that. We did jump a position because of that penalty. So.
Who you gaining on?
There's a bit more banter.
Trying to bait me in, yeah?
I think there was a bit of stuff going on there with, you know, baiting certain people into the pit lane, and I think the certain person would know, but we'll actually bring our replays actually of that, who Toddy was actually trying to bait into the pit lane. That you see.
Through the dummy again.
He's baited someone again. Oh, look at this.
Tried his absolute best again. I think he actually may have baited somebody in the first time around, not the second time around, unfortunately, for Toddy anyway. But we'll have a look at some replays from other point of views. He's on board with Stuart McKenzie. Pretty simple start there. Oh, he's getting surrounded actually by Aaron, and I think that's Revolution. Yes, it is, as they both made contact, those two, in the foreground there. So lost a couple of spots there off the start. Didn't actually look too bad of a jump there for Macca, but very sideways coming off that right-hander there at turn 3. They could catch out quite a lot of people throughout this race, as both he and Revolution going side by side through here into the hairpin. I think Revolution may just have it and just manages to hang on in front of 40 behind as well for the time being. But just a tiny bit later on, tries to have a little bit of a look there in Revolution. 40 takes a bit of advantage. He goes right around the outside. It'll take, obviously, the next corner is the inside move there, as I think Macca may have squeezed out Aussie Wizzy Rick there. Maybe a tiny bit. I'm not entirely 100% sure there. But anyway, we'll look on board here with Crossy from the start. Not too bad of a start, although Swaggy got a pretty decent start off the line there as well. So he goes, Crossy going right way out on the outside. He gets a little bit of, what's the word, rear end loss there, and obviously loses a spot there to Expert, and actually gets hounded a bit by Bothod as well. I actually should point out as well, we'll get back to that in a second, there's the little touch there that unfortunately turned Crossy around. Thankfully, obviously, didn't give him any damage, which would have been awkward if it given him like a puncture or something else like he did in real F1. But yeah, I think he just tried to get on the power maybe a little bit too early there for the looks of things. Probably not his intention, considering trying to turn around there, get it back onto the racetrack there. But he's on board with Plebs, who, like I mentioned, had the quali ban but still qualified my teammate. So probably, I think that's the first time I've had that happen in a league race. Seen that in a league race, I should say. But I think Blows taking it nice and cautiously through there. And yeah, very, very, very cautiously coming through turn 3 here. He's got El Tonki in front here, and there's also Lazy Towel and Dr. Dre in front. There's all the drama that happened in front there. Not entirely sure that Lazy Towel got any wing damage or not from behind, but I think Plo's got a little touch there from El Tonki, and there's the very, very slight contact there with Dr. Dre, which actually gave him a warning there and got very sideways coming off the hairpin and lost the spot to Toddy in the end, back to P18. There's El Tonki going very wide there, as there's Swaggy around. Spilly must have got caught up in this as well. I think we'll get another point of view here, I think from Bodhod. And there's El Tonki off to the right-hand side, so I think he just might have ran too wide there, and fortunately the barrier, it sticks out at you pretty quickly there, and if you just run a bit too wide there, it'll catch you out big time. As Bodhod, here we go with Bodhod. Actually, I should point out as well, he became the, I probably should have mentioned this after Monaco as well, he became the Tier 2 Diamond Champion, which is the tier below Tier 1. Which happens on a Thursday night, I believe, as there's Aussie Wizzy Rick cut in the corner, but he became the champion of the Tier 2 league, so big congrats to Bodhod, and he's making the jump up, well, for this race, might be for maybe a few more races as well. So, oh no, and Bodhod unfortunately got caught up in that incident with Swaggy. Not entirely sure what it was, like a domino effect where the expert hit. I think it was Wogboy. There's what happened with Bodhod. Sorry, not Old Tonki, I should say. But whether it was a domino effect or whether something else happened. But Swaggy definitely got turned around. There's, fortunately for Bodhod, got caught up. I think Spilly also got caught up in that as well. Bodhod gets held up a little bit. Actually drops it just behind Aussie Wizzy Rick as well. Here's Toddy trying to bait. I think he's actually trying to bait Ploves into the pit lane. I think first time around he might have baited someone here, but second time around he unfortunately, I think Ploves was well and truly onto that one as well here. But anyway, we're coming towards the end of lap 4 now. The safety car has now finally come into the lane. So it's had its 3 laps that it usually has on the racetrack, but we're back racing. We're in position 17. So we've got a long race to go here. The reason I picked the medium tyres again because I wanted to have maybe a bit more grip, and I knew it was probably going to be maybe one more stop, depending on what happens here, whether there's any more safety cars as well. As again, everybody's red Xing for me on my screen. Again, that's mainly to do with my internet, so don't get too excited there. But you can tell that was happening there, and I just decided to just let Swaggy go through there, considering he's got quite a lot more pace than I do there. But I don't think Dre was probably too happy with how much I was lagging behind him here, so I just tried to pull over. And again, I was still red Xing here, and I actually thought for a second he ran up my ass there, but again, that was something to do with lag, to just let them those guys through there in the end. Just didn't want to cause any ricochets or dramas or anything, so we're back to P18. Hopefully there's a bit more dramas going up a bit further up the road here. Someone's had something at a moment here. It's my teammate who's had a moment. I think he may have got caught out by nearly the same wall there that El Tonki got caught up with earlier, but I think this time, instead of what El Tonki was, it was a little bit different there. Toddy, I think, might have got a pit lane. No, 5-second penalty potentially from just doing the sound of things.
So I guess that's promising.
From the party chat is Bodhod went just a tiny bit deep there. Has to obviously cut the turn 5 and 6 out. Well, sorry, turn 6 I should say. Cut that out, but obviously managed to hold on to the position for now as someone's driving into expert by the sounds of things. If you go into lap 6 here, Dre sends it up the inside there of Bodhod and gets up inside. There's might be a bit more dramas with Gaming Wave for I think by the sound of things. Just a little bit further up the road here as we cut to lap 7. There's a yellow flag. So I think that was for Wogboy. A bit behind there as back we go. We'll have a look on board here with Crossy getting very sideways off the restart here. I don't entirely know why he restarted in cockpit cam. Maybe he was trying something different. I'm not entirely sure, but lost a spot to X Revolution there on the restart. And again, there's a mixture of who's on what tyres here at the moment there. As here's what happened to Toddy. Runs very wide and just clips the wall there. that did catch out El Tonki. There's just the right rear, just caught the end of the wall there, and unfortunately, it ended up with him getting front wing damage there. As we go with Bodhod, just keeping behind Aussie Wizzy Rick here, but I think Swaggy's had a much better run. He'll go up the inside here into, what's that, turn 14 there, and he'll get the move done. But I don't know whether Bodhod is going to fight back here. He's got Dre not far behind him as well. Goes in deep there. It'll give Dre a bit more momentum here, but
shit, that's
hang on for the time being, just for the moment anyway. But Bodhod just goes for a little bit of a flight through there. Not too bad, but
so I guess that's promising. I'm really
there's what happened. I think he just may have just outbroken himself or something there. And cops a 3-second time penalty, obviously for corner cutting, as Jeff likes to call it. But and then managed to hang on in front of Dr. Dre for the time being. But obviously did lose the spot in the end there. But back we go to Plebs. This is X-Revolution going right around the outside and gets the move done. So that's 9th for Revolution. Plebs back down into 10th. Very nice move there from Revolution. Always difficult. You've got to make the outside move work there, which will turn into the inside move for the next corner, obviously. As this is what was going on here between these guys. Tao literally barges Gaming Wave off the road here. Might be a bit of Barney going on here between these two, and thankfully they managed to keep it all clean, surprisingly. But as back we go here to the Crossy. He did change his camera back to the normal camera that he usually has. As who's this going? Oh no, there's contact between Crossy and Plebs. Someone went into the pit lane. It might have been Wafer. Unfortunately, he just outbraked himself there a little bit there, I think, for Crossy, and unfortunately he's got front wing damage now. There's a lot more battles going on in front here with these guys. Who's that? That's is that Revolution? Can't work that out here, but he was trying to get past Stick both Lazy Towel and Expert. But you have to let those guys go back past there. As Expert tries to get the move done, I think, on Lazy Towel for, what's that, for 6th and 7th, I think it is. And Expert gets down the inside for the time being, but with a Lazy Towel, as Players gets a 3-second time penalty for the corner cutting. Well, picked up a warning then of time penalty, obviously. Here back we go to Crossy. He's going to lose a spot here, I think, from a Swaggy. As Crossy gets a warning for track limits. It's a tight, obviously, it's a fine margin between what you can and can't do around here.
I've got hards on the rear and softs on the front.
I don't know how you get that, Expert, to be honest, but wouldn't surprise me if something like that happens in future. I've seen it in other motorsport categories, but not this one, as Bodhot runs very, very wide. If you ever think about it going on into turn 2 there. But not quite, couldn't quite get the move. I'll get my words right in a minute here. But we're just taking it nice and cautiously through here.
I'm really holding all these up here.
As you can see on the mini-map there's Bodhot runs a little bit wide there. I wasn't actually sure whether he was just letting me go there or what, but obviously on the different competitor tyres.
So
yeah, I'm on the mediums, he's on the hards here. I was expecting him to maybe go for a move back down here at turn 8, but don't think he puts up much of a fight there. There's more stuff going on here. Yeah, because you can see probably down there's a bit of front wing by the looks of things. You can see on the mini-map, looks like I think it's the top 5. That was Expert's. Well, Toddy just mimicking Expert's voice there, what happened there. But as Stuart McKenzie comes into the pit lane, to get off those soft tyres. Whoa, Dre getting very sideways. We nearly did the same thing by getting on the curb.
Yeah, what is your traction
Leaning there
movement?
a
Not
little bit.
traction,
Is very, very wide there is Dre. Yeah, this is to hang on. No, he doesn't. He just nudges the wall there, and I think he's got front wing damage there. So very unfortunate for Dre, but somehow and then he lost one spot out of all of that. But
You just shoot.
I definitely got to hit on my
it's a nice move from teammates. Even though Expert, I think it's only a one-off there for the time being. As yellow flags, there's Plebs. I think he's just off to the right-hand side there.
Nah, it's alright. Don't worry about it. Nah, it's okay.
I think this must have been a bit of contact again. I'm hoping it was a bit of banter between those boys.
I'll send you the footage.
It's back we go. This Crossy getting very, very sideways. I was lucky I picked that up because I was right behind him. He was getting a little bit taily there, according to Crossy. Right, so then a couple of more guys in the pit lane. Zach Crichton and Ella Amazing Hour have come into the pit lane. So that elevates us now into position 10.
That's the wall.
Hopefully we're just going to try to push as much as we can. Dre is retired into the pit lane. As I think Tao, I think's had a moment. Potentially going through that turns 3, 4 section there. And I think managed to hang on for the time being as Bodhod. also is closing in on the time being. So we're trying to make sure, I think at this point I was trying to make sure that, trying to make my tyres last as long as I can. There's a bit more drummers going on. What's going on up here? There's Ferrari, I think that's Tao.
Fucking braking so early. Oh, okay, back empty.
This is, I'm hoping there's a bit of racing, what's the wording? The hard-headed racing as you usually do sometimes when you're in a... Obviously, I'd maybe do that sometimes. There's Aussie Wizzy Rick running very, very wide out of there, as I think sounded like Plebs and Stuart McKenzie may have had a little bit of drama. I think that was maybe a bit further up as we lose the back end and just managed to keep it out of the wall. We lose a couple of spots. Obviously, we're sort of mixed in and thereabouts with, well, near the leaders, obviously. We lose a spot to Bodha and Amazing Hour, as there's Stuart McKenzie behind as well, so he's not far behind us. As I think Amazing Hour is going to send it up the inside and get past Bodha for the time being. So there's at least a couple of cars. As, I think Tao has actually got a penalty.
Fuck, I hate that.
Penalty coming into the pit lane. He was not thrilled, let me just say the least anyway. But sort of closing in as 40's actually got past, I think, Stuart McKenzie here. He run very, very wide there as 40 has a little look. I think there might have been a little bit of a touch, not in 100% sure on that one, but just decided to let 40 go through and get that move done. So he'll be chasing up on these teammate Bodhod here for the time being. We've also got Zach closing in behind us as well. We're going and into this corner here as we're going nearly 3 wide here, as there's a bit more drama. Crossing's now around as well. There's a think but a sound of it. I think he and Amazing Hour made contact somewhere along the line there, so that sent Crossy around, unfortunately. Here we are, as I think Bodhod was actually just getting out of the way of the lead group at the moment, so it thankfully kept it all clean and that was all good through there. But here we are, back with, well, we go with on boards. Plebs goes for a little bit of a flight through turn 3. Sort of turns 3 and 4 here as this is going on here. Look at this, 3 wide here going down at a turn, well, what's this, turn 8. Big Towel actually made the move done. This was the dive. But probably, I don't think Plebs was intentionally going for the move there, but somehow he managed to pull it off and get the move. So up into P8 for Plebs, and now I think his teammate was trying to get back by him here. He's going to make him go the long way here, and also got that McLaren of, I think, Swaggy. My apologies, it was Swaggy. And managing, getting very sideways there, and Expert manages to hang on and get back in front of his teammate for the time being, at least. Is Stuart McKenzie onto the medium competitor tyres, so that would potentially assume that's a 2-stop for the rest of this race. Okay, back we go to Crossy. This is a lap later on lap 9. He goes for a little bit more of a flight there and actually manages to hang on to the car. I don't know how he managed to do that, as he loses a spot only to Aussie Wizzy Rick, and now he's got that Ferrari. Spilly going up the inside here. And obviously Spilly tried to make it move done, but couldn't quite pull it off in the end. The difference of tyres again as well. That was something of a sign, I think, that was disintegrated as Bodhod sent it up the inside there of Dr. Dre, and he gets the move done as well. So that was also going on behind me as well. So back we go to this inter-team Renault battle. There's contact there a little bit there between the two of them. This could end badly. Don't tell me they've actually tangled here. From the sound of the party, it sounded like they did tangle a little bit, as Plebs will have to go around the long way here. Now down into turn 11. It's going to be very tricky to keep it sideways. Contact, and around he goes. So literally side by side, and yeah, that was just enough, obviously, to spin Plebs around, and loses a bunch of spots there back into 14th place. And here we go back to Crossy. He goes very deep there into turn 8, managing to just hang on in front of Spilly for the time being, but I don't know for how much longer, because Spilly should have the DRS and should have the inside line here for the next corner into turn 11. And I think he will, but Crossy will fight back here, try to go around the outside. A little bit of a touch there as he gives Spilly one back there for his troubles. And might be giving another one. Yes, he does give him another one there. So just to let them know, this was back we go to Ples. This is what was going on with, there's more contact there between he and Stuart McKenzie. So that was all that drama was all about. So that would have lost him in front. There's more contact again with Zach as well. So he tried to keep in the slipstream here of Zach here. As Zach goes for a big move down the inside. There's contact between those two. Stuart McKenzie has to shortcut it. I think Ples has done the same thing. Somehow he gets the move. Somehow that's not an illegal overtake. I don't know how. But, there was just a slight bit of contact coming out of the hairpin. Yeah, I can only assume the reason that the players may have been a little bit angry. I think Macca was maybe a little bit angry as well. Just maybe the hard racing that these two were having. You see up the inside here, maybe just a slight bit of contact there.
Oh, he's just giving me wing damage, man.
Yeah, that was...
You fucking kidding me?
Yeah, hopefully there's no rivalry between these two, or any bad blood between these two, but they're going to give it a front wing damage. Zach tried for a move, as obviously Macca has to go shortcutting, gets a 3-second time penalty for his troubles, for obviously quarter cutting there. This is the move that Zach tried to make, maybe a tight one for that one on the braking. There's players go around the outside again. I still don't know how he managed to pull that off, but yeah, somehow got the move back ahead of Zach for the time being, but don't think it was for too much longer here. As you can see, the straight here just rolls out of the throttle here and just lets him go there. So I'm only going to assume it was on different strategies as well. This is Crossy. Oh, it's contact again. I think this time with Aussie Wizzy Rick. This time around, he's trying to get by. He's on the hard compounded tyres as well, so I think he might be trying to go to the end here as he comes to slipstream. There's Amazing Hour also getting caught up in this incident as well. So let's see what happens here down to turn 8. He manages to hang on for the time being. Oh, there's contact between Crossy and Amazing Hour, so that would explain what happened there. And obviously, Crossy was in a decent position as well, so he's dropping a bunch of spots as well, and he'll probably rejoin around 14th. Yes, Experts a little bit further back behind here, so FCC, let's have a look on board with Amazing Hour. So he obviously goes the outside line here because he wants to try and get past both these two here. He goes very deep there, and I mean, that one might be a tight one, to be honest. Just probably left rear tagging right, left front tagging right rear, and I think probably a bit of a tough one. That one there.
Actually got a decent set of tires now. So.
I'll leave that one. I don't want to cause any dramas there. There's Andrew, it was bot 40 go for the move up the inside of bot. Hot made it pretty simple there in the end. But obviously you saw the drama there with Amazing Hour and Crossy, and didn't take long for Amazing Hour to get past bot hot as quickly as he can there.
What are you doing?
Also led Zach through as well. I think he eventually might get past.
He's going to be on the switchback with fresh tyres.
Monsieur McKenzie as well, that's what I was trying to say. But there's 40 going right around the outside. Very nice move there from for 40 for position. Or was that for P10? I think it was. And Zach and Stuart McKenzie made contact again. Not for the first time in this race. I dare say it won't be the last time, as it goes for a massive lunge up the inside there. No wonder we were nearly going 3-1 at that point through this corner here. No wonder it's getting all caught up in all that drama. Gets a warning for might have been collision there with Zach, but might come back here, maybe try and get a move done. He'll have to go around the outside here again. Want to take his teammate there as side by side through the chicane. There's more contact.
Just shove me wide again. No.
Very, very awkward.
I need to cool my head, man. Fuck those.
Yeah, literally he has to cool his head here and just make sure he's got to have the car to the end of the race. But lap 12, Aaron leaves the pit lane as we lose the back end coming out of there, and we just managed to not hit the wall. He hit the wall there, but thankfully there was no front wing damage or anything. We'll have a look on board here with the replay here. Literally lost the back end coming through turn 2 there, and that was enough. And thankfully just caught the left rear on the wall there. Was very lucky not to get any more damage from that, to be honest. So anyway, we move on. I think we didn't lose a spot in the end, but we lost time. So here's Aaron going up the inside here as Ples goes for a big lock up there. It's Aaron, I think he's obviously just come out of the pit lane trying to get by Stuart McKenzie is probably here in the background. Toddy's again had a bit of drama as well. It looks at things on the mini map, and fortunately his race is going pear-shaped very quickly here. But we've managed to hang off for P13 as Lazy Tower sets the fast lap of the race as we now go for a spin, and this time we do get front wing damage of our own here as Toddy comes into the pit lane. So I mean the tyres we're probably starting to go a little bit, as you can probably see the tyre wear there. We're obviously missing the left part of our front wing, but we might still have a bit of our front, the right front there. So yeah, not a great day unfortunately for Haas at the current moment here. But of course only half race distance. Has just decided to let Expert and Lazy Towel go through there, obviously for position. So they don't want to hold those guys up. I think Tao and Expert having a battle as well, and I think Tao got the move done in the end. As here we go into the pit lane. We've made it our way into the pit lane. We lost a bunch of time there in the end. So, but this literally at the halfway point, there was no way I could get to the end of the race. So, I mean, it was a bit of touch and go, but I decided to go for the hard cop out of tyres. Maybe I should have gone for the back to the medium set of tyres that I started the race on, but just decided I thought the hard tyres would probably, bearing in mind, of course, that if there's no safety cars later in the race, it may change, but at this rate we might be finishing the race on this set here. But I think we're just going to pop out just behind Wogboy. I think he's already gone by. There he is.
Oh shit, you broke over.
So we're going to have to make some inroads here on Wogboy in front here. As we get a little bit sideways coming out of the, what was that, turn 9 section there. So let's have a look at some onboards. There's Crossy going for another bit of a flight there, and it's just obviously right behind myself when I had my little spin. As there goes Aaron up the inside. Oh, no, not again. He's into team war between Mercedes and Alfa Romeo. There's
Swaggy both wide.
some battle was going on a bit further up the road as well. Now back we go to Bodhod, who's closing in here on Plebs, and also Gaming Wafer is not far behind as well. Then he goes 3 wide again. So there goes Bodhod up the inside as he gets the move done. And I think Plebs and Wafer will probably be battling in the corner. No, actually not. So Plebs hangs on for the time being. Okay, back we go to Mako. Gets the move done here for 6th place, head of Aussie Wizzy Rick. I think Mako will have to come in again for another pit stop. Now he's got a fast flying X Revolution here on the medium compound tyres. So it might be just a bit fresher rubber as well. No, for a fact, Mako came in at the end of lap 8 or 9, something around there. I think some of these other guys have maybe gone on a little bit longer as well to try and make the softs medium work, I think, to the end, as there's Wafer getting the move done eventually on Plebs. This Plebs going to send it up the inside. Ooh, a bit of close there. A little bit of a brake lock up, but just manages to not get any wing damage for the time being. As he's Crossy trying to get, Lazy Towel, I should say, trying to get past Crossy, and he does so. I think there was a bit of stuff going on in the party chat about why he was catching him so much as he nearly slams into the back of the Ferrari there. But yeah, Crossy pointed out that he did have front wing damage there, so Dow was pretty much just like, oh, okay, so that's what happens. That might explain why he was going a little bit slow at the time. But Expert also got by as well. His Wafer getting past Bodhod for 8th place in this race. So even though Gaming Wafer is red Xing on my screen, he's up way literally inside the top 10 at the moment. As back we go here, we're finally slightly caught up to Wog Boys. We picked up our first time penalty of the race. So Abu Dhabi's mixed bag a little bit here with when you can get corner cutting penalties around here. There's some parts, some chicane, I think it's the 11, 12, 13 chicane, we can pick up a time penalty if you probably run wide at like turn 20 or something. And so now we're battling away here for 16th and 17th here with Wog Boy. So we're going to try and go around the outside here. Hopefully, we're trying to do the over and under there, but fortunately didn't quite have the run here, but we should have the DRS here going down into turn 11. You're going to have to go the long way around here to get the move done And I think we've got it. As the safety car has now been deployed. So this is going to save us here a little bit. Places us out of the Grand Prix. So this is really, really going to help us out here. As that was Gaming Wafer.
Oh, well, your boy's fucked up. I missed the pit entry.
We'll get onto a replay of that one because it's not ideal when he missed the pit lane entry.
I've got a drive through apparently.
And Lazy Tower has got a drive-through penalty. I assume that has something to do with going over the delta time here because it does screw up a little bit, unfortunately. But we're going to take advantage of this safety car, come in and put on the soft compounder tyres. I did change the front wing actually at the last pit stop when we went on to the hard compounder tyres. We put it back to 4, but I've decided to go back to 3 on the front wing. I think we were running 3.7 wings here. It just didn't feel comfortable. But I decided I thought may as well go back to 3.7 to 3 on the front wing. But yeah, my teammate also.
That would have been a perfect
I don't think he got we nearly got the timing right with the pit stops. But hopefully maybe they might fix that in like for future F1 games where the team is literally like ready for a double stack, you know, that sort of thing. Like your like a Mercedes pit stop or a Red Bull pit stop where you're just on the ball here. That was Crossy losing a spot to Sway. Oh no, plebs. Oh no.
Let me know you're all right.
Oh man, I no idea what to say here. You just literally have no words here. Crossy, as you can see, Crossy was trying to get into the pit lane, but unfortunately he just missed it. Only by much here. I think he was tempted to maybe reverse and then go back to the pit lane, but probably.
Oh, I thought I got you.
Yeah, Toddy's going to respect the soft compounder tyres here, but he just missed out, unfortunately. I think he was tempted, like I said, to reverse back and then go back into the pit lane, but remember, ghosting is turned off so in this league, so it came in pretty much the lap later and got rid of the front wing damage as a Bot goes through there of, I think there was one of the McLarens, but pretty much everybody is going, I think, mostly on the soft compounder tyres. There's a few guys that are actually taking a little bit of a gamble here with the mediums. I think Zach had to get a front wing change because he got damaged from, not sure whether it was to do with Macca or someone else here, but
I reckon we can get to the end.
I think Macca's getting a front wing change as well, so a lot of guys will take full advantage of this, and you tell Macca's going for the medium compounder tyres. Like I said, there's a mixed bag of who's doing what. As Plebs has left the party, he was pretty pissed off, to be honest.
I'm mad.
Salty boy.
So that'll have to be clip the week.
Bit awkward there.
Oh, you know what I'm going to do at the end of this lap?
Drugs.
Box again and put new softs on.
Lex, Potty, that is not a bad idea. Come to join you.
Slippy spinning.
And Toddy actually had the key moment there where he was pretty much going to come in at the end of the lap there and put on another set of the soft compounder tyres, which
Actually, no, he would have said.
and you can tell Crossy was going to do the exact same thing, but he didn't do it this lap. Well, sorry, the previous lap, I should say. He did it this lap, and I thought as well, you know what? Toddy's actually got a fair point. We might as well chuck on another set of soft compounder tyres because I think this is only like the second set we've used, and we didn't use a lot during qualifying. So we might as well have the most freshest rubber come the end of the race here. Sorry, plebs, if you didn't want to hear what was said in the party chat afterwards, but
One sequence of the race, you went.
anyway, we've got back to this call up the safety car. We sort of glitched our way ahead of the Red Xing Gaming Wafer, even though he's a little bit further up the road as. We're now coming into, safety car is coming in at the end of this lap here. So even though Gaming Wafer is showing 17th, we're behind me, but he's actually a bit further up the road inside the top 10 here. So ignore where Wafer is. We're in pretty much last position here. So at this rate, with the pace we've got and maybe a few dramas along the way, and also penalties could play a factor as well. We're back racing again. As we're already up into 15th now because Lazy Tower had to serve the drive-through penalty, obviously, so that's pretty much Cruelty's race. Very unfortunate for Tao as we're back racing again. We've lost a little bit of time there, unfortunately, to the guys in front there, but knew probably wouldn't be too long before we caught up as saw Toddy getting very sideways coming out of the corner there. So possibly a good opportunity here to get a decent points haul here for Haas in the Constructors' Championship. So, because it's a bit of a battle here as there's Crossy trying to go around the outside here. As there's getting a drama. Bodhod's, I think, has been spun a little bit here as we've had a bit of contact there. I'm not sure whether I apologise to Bodhod or not in the party chat. If I didn't, I apologise. But now, I think Toddy actually got back ahead of Crossy, or Crossy vice versa, tried to get up the inside there. But now, yeah, Toddy's still having dramas again. No racing line, which obviously Toddy uses a little bit, so pretty much got no idea where to brake it in most of the corners around the circuit anyway. So we lost the position to Bodhod. There's been a bit of dramas ahead by the sound of it with Zach, according to experts. So one of the commentators, or one of the main commentators you would say, but he's racing for this in this tier. Lazy Tail's now retired from the Grand Prix. There's more dramas there. I think the Williams, maybe the Williams boys may have actually made contact. I'm not sure whether Toddy made contact as well, was because I think experts not far ahead up the road here. We'll have a look up. We'll get a replay on board with Crossy because all this drama was going on up here. I think it was going 3 wide again.
Oh, are you serious? What, boy?
Look at this battle here. This is all for the minor places as well. And point out as well, this is all for points. It's not like the top 10 only get points in this league. No, it's different. Literally, you can get P1 from, if you have 20 drivers from P1 to P20, you can get points. Obviously, if you get DNF, if you DNF, obviously you won't get any points. But a bit of awkwardness, I think, there with I think Expert and Toddy. But we're just sort of playing it patiently here, not doing anything silly. For the time being, we're still 16th, obviously, because Gaming Wafer is still showing on our timing screens that he's 16th. But that's not the case. We make a little bit of contact there with Wogboy. I think Bodhod got the move done on Wogboy for position, what is that, 4? Hang on, I've got to remember. It's P14 in this race. So there we go again. These two are going to go side by side. The internet's still playing up here a little bit, so it was a bit awkward. Wogboy goes right around the outside. It's a bit more drama again. I think going on in front here. Literally battles left, right, and centre. We've got plenty of replay cameras. If you still survive through this whole video at this stage, you've done well. So, see, Bodhod got the move back.
Warning for an illegal time game.
Expert's still going nuts in the party. He just literally wouldn't shut up this whole race. Sorry, Expert, if you're watching this video back, but I think he was literally the most talkative throughout this whole party chat here. As I think, oh dear, there's been a bit of drama through here. Crossy's gone around, so I think there's been a little bit of drama going on there. And unfortunately for Crossy, it's ended badly, unfortunately. So I think the blame game was put on between who's at fault for that one. But again, we'll pull up some replays of this to see what happened. He was still on the back here of a Wogboy, so we'll try and maybe get some moves done on Wogboy pretty soon here. But okay, let's go back to the replay. So here we are on board with 40. He's in P2 at the moment. X Revolution somehow are leading this race. And again, there's a mixture of who's on what tyres here. It's amazing how and 40 having a bit of contact there. And like I said, there's a couple of guys on mediums. There's plenty. I think majority of these guys are on softs. Well, majority of us are on softs. There's a few guys are on mediums here. There's 40 minutes to hang on. It's amazing how it goes for a massive move down the inside there. 40 has nowhere to go straight ahead. Cops a 3-second time penalty for his troubles there. But anyway, we'll have a look on board with Amazing Hour. We won't catch, obviously, too much of the last incident that you saw there, but you see 40 goes, obviously covers the inside line there, but this was sort of a tight one. This one is Amazing Hour gets front wing damage from that, so that was a little bit of a tight one. But yeah, anyway, I know 40 was very keen. I remember him commenting in my previous video. He was really keen on watching this video. I'm not sure why, Bailey. I don't know why, but anyway, on board we go with this is Gaming Wafer, who's got Zach behind him here. It's contact between these two. Now Wafer's got front wing damage, so literally people are getting front wing damage, and some of them have only just chased their front wings to the last pit stop. So it's all kicking off here. There's an on-board we go here with Macca, who tried to get a move, might get a good run through here. He does on Bodhod, right around the outside, and he'll get the move done. Very nice move there from Macca there. And Wafer and Zach still battling away there for 7th and 8th. So, like I said, Wafer's well and truly inside the top 10 at the moment, so ignore where he is on my screen. But, like on my point of view, I should say. But, anyway, going down to turn 8, he's just working the slipstream here. Wafer goes for a massive lunge there. A bit of contact there. Might have been maybe a little bit of payback there. Not entirely sure, but somehow it gets the move done. Apologies as there's no audio in Zach's footage. I'm not entirely sure why, but I think Zach may have actually got a little bit of front wing damage from that, but he just managed to hang on there. It was nearly going 3 wide there behind us. Bodhog sends it up the inside here of Stuart McKenzie. So this was all the other battles that was going on here, as he has to take every bit of extension there on the exit of turn 9 as expert. He comes spot hot and Stuart McKenzie again. I think he sort of gets squeezed in a little bit there, and unfortunately for Bodhod, he was the unlucky one, unfortunately. Thankfully, when he sort of rejoined, he ghosted for me, obviously. So that was pretty damn lucky, actually, that Bodhod didn't get any front wing damage here. But he didn't waste any time. He did try and get back up the inside here for P15, as goes right around the outside. A very nice move, I've got to say. So I just decided to let him go there under the hotel section there. It was a very nice move there. So, okay, we're back on board here with Crossy, who's trying to make a move here on Toddy. That's with P14. Oh, no, he slams into the back of Wogboy, who's obviously trying to avoid the spinning Bodhod, obviously. And there goes Toddy straight back up the inside. So I think Crossy did have the move originally done, but unfortunately couldn't quite hold on for the time being here. As back we go aboard with Gaming Wave, who's literally, I think, been in everything this whole race. There's a bit more drama, I think, behind his car's literally going way off into the grass here. So a lot of stuff happening here. I think he just ran wide. Oh, Zach, a bit of contact. Thankfully, managed to avoid that. Nearly made contact, I think, with Stuart McKenzie. I think that was expert on the right-hand side there, but here we go on board here with Spilly, who had to take avoiding action here and literally has to go through the massive jump here and avoids all that, but it gets an illegal overtake here on expert. It's probably seems a little bit harsh here. I think from memory he took this one to the Stewart, so I can't remember off the top of my head whether he got this penalty removed or not. So, but he did come a 5-second penalty, obviously, for gaining that extra 1 spot, even though he was nowhere near expert at the time here.
Why would you give Zach the inside, mate?
This is a bit more behind here with Stuart McKenzie. So Macca had a good point of view of this incident here.
Oh, Zach's,
a bit. Oh, I tell you
Zach
what,
and Lockie both gone.
I think he was very lucky twice there for Macca to avoid all that drama behind. So, well, in front there, I should say. But yeah, pretty lucky that Macca didn't get turned around. That could have been ugly. Let's just say the least. But here we go here. Macca will send up the inside here at Gaming Wave, who does actually gets up into P7 here. So now I'll try and chase after Aussie Wizzy Rick, who's the next car in front there for position 6 there. So I think Macca did apologise for his racecraft a little bit after the race. He's probably a little bit hot-headed, a little bit there. I think we all get that sometimes when we've maybe been caught up in a few incidents throughout the whole race anyway. But you can see the 3 wide. I was right. It was Expert, Toddy and Wogboy. Wogboy destroyed one of the brake marker boards there, so it might have been the 50-metre board. Not that it matters too much, I think, because most of us break in between the 100 and the 50-metre board anyway. So just all this drama that was going on here is, Toddy moves late there. That was what caused the front wing damage, I think, as Crossy gets the move done on his teammate as well for P13. So that was all that drama was all about there. And I think it continued on here a little bit. Toddy gets very out of shape there. Lucky to not get any more wing damage from that, as he sends up the inside there, which will turn to the outside, which will turn to the inside for the next corner. But of course, obviously the next DRS straight here, Expert will have a run here. I think Toddy will have to make him work hard, go around the outside, literally going side by side here. Might be actually giving him that might have been actually the reason why he got the time gain a little bit there. It's actually worked out for getting Crossy up the inside there. So that's 12th place for Crossy. Now I can chase after Toddy, but this is not done yet. And this is what occurred here. Oh, it's contact between, I think, Toddy and Crossy. I don't know whether Expert played a part in that or not there, but unfortunately it ended badly for Crossy, and he's lost a couple of spots there, and he's pretty much dead last now since obviously Towers out of the Grand Prix.
For 97% of the race.
Anyway, back we go to Bod Hod, who's now putting pressure here on Expert for, this is 12th and 13th. There's Toddy in P11, so
how did you get in
looking some decent, like I said, looking for some decent points here at the moment here for the time being. Still a long race to go.
It's more yellows.
Like I said, penalties could play a part in this. There's yellow flags in front there. As gets a warning there, I think, for a collision there as Bod Hod gets the move done on Expert, but it's not done with yet. It goes up the inside there, and Bod Hod will have to take a track extension here. No surprise, we'll get it end up getting a penalty for that one in the end. So anyway, back to go to our point of view. We're going to show this one because it's the fastest lap of the Grand Prix with a 39.673. So definitely at a little bit more pace on the soft compounded tyres.
Come here, swaggy bitch boy.
There's here we go with Stuart McKenzie. Oh, trying to get the move done here on Swag. There's contact between these two. Pushes him out wide here, but I don't think Swaggy's done with it. No, he's not. So you can probably understand a little bit why Macca was probably a little bit hot-headed as well after this race. In a few battles he was caught up with, and not sure, but Swaggy didn't lose the spot in the end here. As now here we go. Here we're caught up to a bit of a battle group here for I think Gaining Wave is still behind us. So this is like 13th, 14th, and 15th in this race. So no, not 12th, 13th, and 14th like you're seeing on your screen here. So Wogboy does get the move done for the time being, as he's literally squeezing Expert right to the white line there. And they're going to go side by side through here. We might take full advantage of this. I think Expert might have taken a quarter cut there, not entirely sure. It's Expert, I don't think was too happy with Wogboy's driving, but he is got a little bit of corner, what's the wording? A little bit tail end. The rear end was very taily, I think was what I'm trying to say, but just sort of play it nice and cautiously through here. Maybe hopefully try and get past, well, maybe Expert. Not sure about Wogboy. Potentially we still have maybe a bit of a chance here. But now we've got a much better run here on Expert as we lag pretty much back and forth with Expert. Expert does lag a little bit as well, but I'm not sure entirely whether that's probably to do with more with me or him. So
You do the lag thing as well.
as we go up the inside here into turn 8. As we're trying to do the crisscross here and try to get a much better drive here. We should have the DRS because Expert will not, because Wogboy's actually started to pull away here. So now we'll say we're trying to get for P13 right around the outside here. Going to make us work hard for it, I know, but we do get the move done in the end for now. But Expert gets up the inside here, but this time I think we might just hang on. We don't run it out too wide like Bod Hod did the previous lap. Yeah, he's trying to keep up with me as well. But we managed to just get ahead for what did we, well, it says P13 on the graphic on the top left, but I think it's P14 with the Gaming Wafers car.
I'm only going to lose one slot to Crossy here.
I think Expert's going to make a pit for stop for wets.
Yeah.
Let's go.
And I think he was thinking that Crossy was actually coming to the pit lane as well, but unfortunately that was not the case. I think he was trying to, as we run very, very wide,
Do some drifting.
right in the exit there. At turn 28. As Toddy is retired from the Grand Prix again.
Sorry.
So the DNF run is continuing. I can't remember what happened in USA, but I don't think it ended well for poor old Toddy. I can't actually.
He's done more than so much of the race.
I can't actually. Well, yeah, not entirely sure whether he will get points or not here. So we're getting slightly coming through there. There's Experts now out of the Grand Prix because, like I said, I think he was on the wet tyres. I think he was actually trying to maybe hit Toddy's car, but I think he forgot that the ghosting was turned off.
I forgot Ghost was off.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, ghosting on whatever it was. Anyway, so yeah. Fortunately, it didn't work out as Crossy went a little bit flying there as well for the third time, I think, this race. So you can see that's what happened there with Toddy. So coming through turn 3, Will not be surprised if he's lost the back end coming out of there. But here we go, back with Gaming Wafer. As that's Spilly, I think, putting a move on Swaggy for 7th place. But Swaggy will set it up the inside here, just outbreaks himself. And I think Spilly will hang on for the time being. But now this will bring Gaming Wafer into the battle here. This is for the final, place in the top 10, as he and Zach again have been hitting each other. At this rate, they're going to hit each other out of the race. Zach's going to send it up the inside, and I don't think Gaming Wafer would be too excited about that. He has to take a penalty for his troubles there. My word, that's getting a little bit out of hand here. I think this was taken to the stewards. I'm not entirely sure what the outcome of that one was. I think Wafer might have got a few penalties out of that one, but yeah, very sideways. You can see very sideways. Did a literally drift through the hotel section here just to keep it ahead of Zach here for the time being. Because I think he sort of maybe brake checks him a little bit there. Not 100% sure whether that was the actual fact or not, but just by the look at that on his graphics there on the bottom right, looked as if he was brake checking him a little bit there, and Zach pretty much slams into the back as Expert's going to commentate the final part of this race, as he usually does. And 40 goes to take the race victory with a bit of a question mark, because I'll explain why probably in a minute or two. But here we are. We're going to come across the line here. I think it'll be P13 on track here, but actually going to be another top 10 result. I have no idea how I've done it again. But again, penalties has played a bit of a factor in that one. So somebody Crossy out of the points again. There's a bit of a banter again. But yeah, 40 does take the race victory in the end, but I think it was sort of short-lived a little bit there, because I think it was a steward's inquiry. Might have been with Amazing Hour, not 100% sure whether it was somebody else, but I think he copped the post-race penalty in the end, which I think has given Aussie Wizzy Rick his first win of the season. So massive congrats to him on the race victory to Aussie Wizzy Rick. So we'll read it as it is. So 40, Aussie Wizzy Rick and Aaron 1, 2 and 3. Revolution, LR Amazing Hour in 5th. Stuart McKenzie, Spilly, Wogboy, Zach and myself. Again, somehow with 4 pit stops, I think we ended up in the top 10 from P14. Incredible stuff. And you got Bod Hog, Gaming Wafer, Swaggy, Crossy, and then Expert, Toddy, Lazy Tail Players, Dr. Dre and El Tonki, the only DNS. But like I said, I think 40 copped the post-race penalty, which dropped him, I think, it might have dropped him off the podium, not 100% sure. But I do remember from memory that Aussie Wizzy Rick took the race victory in the end. So, like I said, big congrats to him. So, championship points looks like this. It's 41 points between Zach Crichton and 40 in the standings. Stuart McKenzie's in 3rd and Aaron in P4. So I think it's potential that the championship could be wrapped up. Potentially could be wrapped up, because the points is a little bit different in this league compared to the usual, like top 10 obviously score points, but it's top 20 will score points there. We're in position 15, so we've gained a couple of spots there ahead of Crossy and my teammate there. I think Mercedes have pretty much wrapped up the Constructors' Championship. If they haven't wrapped it up already, they probably will come the next race. Ahead of Alfa Romeo, Racing Point in 3rd, and Red Bull in 4th. Ferrari in 5th, I should say, and Williams in 6th. And it's going to be an interesting fight in these last couple of races, because we're in 7th spot here, only 3 points clear of McLaren, and then it's pretty even between both, pretty close as well between Renault and McLaren as well. So it'll be an interesting fight come the end of the season, the last couple of races for the Constructors' Championship as well. So we're going to have to pull out, hopefully get some decent points to make sure we got a shot here of getting, well, the highest position as we possibly can here. But yeah, I'll leave you now with the highlights of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. If you did enjoy it, be sure to give it a big smash on that like button. As always, you can leave your comments down below. Subscribe to my channel for plenty more Dynamic Nights Esports Master Tier highlights on F1 2019, plus plenty more video gaming content as well. As always, all my social media links will be down in the description. Plus, I'll leave the links down below to everybody else's point of views if you want to go check them out, as well as the live stream link and the YouTube channels. They'll be down in the description below, and Dynamic Nights Esports Instagram account if you want to go check that out. But yeah, if you survived the whole video, I congratulate you. You've done well. But until the next one, which will be the Brazilian Grand Prix, the penultimate round of this season, it is goodbye, and I'll see you all next time.